Hey everyone, my name is Ivana, and I'm super happy to be doing this virtual conference with you. Thanks to Women Tech Makers for still making the event happen despite the circumstances. Before I go into my presentation, I just want to say that and acknowledge that it's a challenging time for all of us. I hope that everyone's safe and healthy. And that you're still able to enjoy your day despite the circumstances. On my end, I know it's going to be challenging to do this. I'm used to doing a lot of conferences in person where I talk in front of 200 people. And right now I'm like staring at myself in my computer with a video, which I'm not as used to. But I'll try to do my best because I'm committed to still share some knowledge with you today and hopefully some sound bites that you'll find useful. So a little bit about me before we start. So I started my career in marketing. I'm probably defining myself as a serial learner. I love to learn new things. I love to try new ways of learning. And that's a bit how I came across the micro-learning in general and how I recommended it as well to my team. Having a context in marketing, once I moved to Montreal 5 years ago, I entered the world of tech in a growing company. And I started doing not just marketing, but also HR and finance roles. And we're really lucky at Ozidea to have a team that's always willing to try new things and to grow and learn and develop themselves. So a little bit about what we do at Ozidea. We're a tech firm, obviously. We develop solutions for our clients, so digital solutions. We work on web apps and mobile apps, and our mission is really to make sure that the world becomes more efficient and more enjoyable. So whatever solution we bring to our clients or our team, it's there to help them be more efficient and also have a more enjoyable time. So that's that. So we're going to jump into this world of micro-learning. And just to give you a bit of context as to why I chose this topic. So when I interview people for roles at Ozidea, one of the things that comes across most often is that the candidates, they want to learn. They're strong learners. They love to be in an environment that's going to challenge them and where they're going to learn new things. But then once we get into our day-to-day in a new job, maybe the first few months we are learning and that curve's there. But once we get to know a bit how things go, we actually stop learning unless it's something mandatory or a training that's organized for us. And it's not a surprise that time is the #1 enemy to learning today. So we're all busy and we end up saying, I didn't do this new training because I didn't have time. I can't go to this conference to learn because I don't have time. I'm super busy with my project. So that's one thing that we've noticed, despite our full desire to learn and to be constantly better and the need for us to do that, we somehow find excuses and use time as an excuse not to learn. And it's not just in learning that time is used today in society. It's in training, reading books, spending time with family. We always say, I don't have time to do that. And maybe now that we're in this social distancing, we'll all have a bit more time to do some of the things we don't have time for normally. But that's where micro-learning comes in, is if we've really gotten out of the habit of learning and getting better, we can use micro-learning to get us back into that habit. So what is micro-learning? It's really a technique of learning that's divided into short bursts of knowledge. So thinking about our lack of time, maybe setting aside a full day of training is not possible, but we can set aside 5 minutes or 15 minutes or 25 minutes a day to learn. So it's really to get into a habit of learning something new on a few days, few weeks, and separating that learning instead of having a full day event or 1 week of training, we separate it into really small bursts that we can do on a day-to-day. Micro-learning can take many shapes or forms, so you can do it on video. It's kind of like what you're doing here today, little bursts of learning with my session. It could be text, so reading something or some interactive content, but it really is various. So if I was there in the room with you, I would have asked you a lot of questions to raise hands, but some examples that I can give you of what micro-learning is that you might have tried. So if you've ever read an article about a topic that you're passionate about, for me, that's like HBR, where I read many articles on how to better manage teams. That's a sort of micro-learning because I set aside maybe 10 minutes every day where I'm going to go through different articles that are relevant for my work and try to get better and try to get new ideas. If you're a language fan and you've tried doing Duolingo in the past, Duolingo is one way you're micro-learning as well, because it's short bursts and the knowledge gets accumulated time over time. And then also, if you've done Coursera or some other MOOC platforms, often they divide their courses in micro-learning formats. So I've done one with University of Minnesota where it was 10 to maybe 30 minutes a day, and it was a progressive class schedule. So I would learn a little bit every day, and I could integrate that very well with my workload. So that's what micro-learning is in a nutshell. You've probably tried it in one way or another, but that's what it is. And now I wanted to share some benefits of why micro-learning is interesting. Of course, it's a very flexible way to learn. So you can do it on your own time, maybe in the evening, maybe during lunchtime. It offers tons of flexibility because often the content isn't live. It's really available to you on demand. So that's what makes it interesting. It's also very engaging. So when we built micro-learning platforms, or the ones that are available online, you have videos, you have quizzes, you have interactive text. So it's really designed to have the learners engaged so that you can come back and learn and more often. So if I think of Duolingo platform, for example, they're going to engage users by different levels, different awards, and things like that. So it's very interactive, and you get a lot of like acknowledgement of your progress. So that's, by having that thing every day, you're really motivated by micro-learning. And then finally, micro-learning improves retention. Because you're getting into habit to learn a little bit every day, you're actually able to better retain the information and make sure that, you know, it's something that it's going to stick because you're going to repeat, and you're not going to get a huge chunk of information in like a week of training, but you're going to get little chunks of information throughout your year. So that's a bit about the benefits. And then why I named this session as to boost your career. And it's also why should you care, not only about micro-learning, but about learning in general. I think we said, like, when we interview at places, or when we're looking out at what we like doing in life, we as humans genuinely love improving and getting better. And even in the workplace, learning is linked to happier people. So if you spend time learning through micro-learning, then you're going to actually be happier at your jobs or at school. It gives you access to new opportunities. So if you're constantly learning new skills and improving, you might be thought of at your jobs of opportunities that maybe didn't fit your role description, but that you could do because you've built those skills. So maybe in today's day and age, we don't have time to like go into like full classes to learn a new skill, but doing micro-learning can still help us build knowledge that will then enable us to get these new opportunities. Also, I think when you learn and you're somebody who gets to know different things in life and in your work, you inspire others. So that was one thing that was key for me. It was by me staying motivated and learning often, I will inspire others to want to learn and want to get better. And when you're at a company and you want to move your career forward, one of the things that really matters is the value you bring to your organization. So you can bring it by your current skill set, you can bring it by innovation, but you can also bring value by constantly improving, getting better, which in turn will make you more efficient or better at something constantly, or maybe bring new opportunities to your company. So it's not just for you, but you will also bring more value to your companies. Sorry, I just took a little break. So I want to share what we did at Ozidea to kind of test micro-learning with our own team. So we created a soft skills 4-week micro-learning program where we would get a chance to learn core skills that we thought were important for everyone, but in a micro-learning program. So why did we do this first off? So the majority of our team is very technical. So it's people who have engineering background, software development, UX, UI design. So they're not necessarily people that have gone through business school like some of our business team. And we thought that to enable them and to give them opportunities to grow themselves, it was important to provide soft skills and a way for them not to take too much time from their day-to-day to develop those. So we built a pilot of this program called 1-800-LEVEL-UP. So as you see, even in the name, we try to make it engaging and fun. And we did a few weeks training. So some of the topics we did was productivity and efficiency, feedback giving and receiving, because our team has a more flat structure. So feedback is really everyone's priority. So for us, it was important to enable the team to be able to receive feedback well, but also give it well. And then we also did stuff about business communication. So both in writing and in oral communication. So every day there was a little task they had to do. And we kind of tried to keep each other motivated. We used a Notion page. So for those of you that use that tool, and we try to update it daily. We used our Slack channel to get people to participate, and really gave a lot of feedback and a lot of interactive activities like quizzes and little exercises. So every day there was something to read or watch, and then there would be like a check-in to see how they're doing, or an activity where they could validate their knowledge. So it was a lot of fun, and we decided to open source this platform. So I will share it with you at the end of this talk, where you can try and follow our 4-week program for free. So yeah, so that was a really cool experience. And one thing we've noticed is that not everyone learns the same way. So some people preferred videos, other preferred text. So we tried to really customize our program to offer a variety of options so that they can learn at their own best way. So we talked about how important it is to learn, how we all want to do it, and how we want to make sure we're always improving and growing, but somehow we are stopped by our lack of time, which, even though it's not a valid excuse, it's one we end up using all the time. So when I shared this about the microlearning, I really want you to think about it as the stepping stones to get you back into learning. So maybe you are a student right now and you've been learning for the past few years. Believe me, once you enter the job market, after you've onboarded, you will deprioritize learning. And I hope that this technique can help you kind of engage with learning again. And if you've been working for a while, you probably have used the time excuse many times already. So you as well can use micro-learning to slowly schedule short bursts of time where you can learn and improve and focus on things that you care about, but that can also bring value to your company. So one thing I can leave you with today is that right now, like if you are lacking time, your status quo is maybe 0 hours of learning, or maybe just a day, or maybe the time you took today to learn. But if you integrate micro-learning in your day-to-day, even 10 minutes a day, that can result in a full week of training in a year. So to me, that does seem like maybe not the ideal scenario, because we should be learning constantly and we should be investing time. But 1 week is definitely better than 0 hours in a year. And I think with it, we can still um, move forward and improve our careers and focus on things that matter. Um, so that's it for me. As I said, I've shortened it a bit just because of the context and because I'm doing this on video and I'm not very used to. But I'll be available to chat, answer questions. I'll leave you at the end as well in the event channels. I'll leave you with a blog post that we wrote about our Level Up training, so you can take a look and maybe reapply it at your own companies. And then I will also give you access to our micro learning. So if you want to learn on productivity, on how to give and receive feedback, or how to be a better communicator, so that will be all available to you after this session. So I hope that's fun, and I'm there to chat with you right after this. So thank you so much.